Culture. Oh yes, culture. It's a vital part of world building, folks. A well-developed fictional culture will improve all aspects of storytelling. Culture will have a massive impact on the character's values, life goals, and beliefs, so it's best to take it seriously. Creating a fictional culture from scratch can be quite the challenge. Coming up with lifestyles, social classes, and belief systems that all fit together can give any writer a hard time, which is why some writers use the real world as a foundation. If a story takes place in present-day New York City, there's not much that needs to be done, right? The writer assumes the audience is already familiar with American culture in the city. The world fades to the background, and the story takes 100% of the focus. Unless we're dealing with some alternate timeline like what if the Confederates won the Civil War. Benioff and Weiss, ladies and gentlemen. Let's say the story doesn't take place in present-day New York, but 300 years in the future. Well, that changes things. Social issues, education, the overall power structure, it's all going to be different. Now the writer must paint the picture for us. 300 years from now, people wouldn't be playing Fortnite, okay? Please, please, they just can't. As time passes, culture changes. That's what history tells us, therefore it's logical. That's why you see that change reflected in just about every movie that's set in the future. Are you with me? Now, let's say the story isn't set in the real world. Maybe we're dealing with a fantasy world. This is the writer's opportunity to really make their fictional culture stand out. Everything is on the table and the writer has free range. You can go crazy here, but it's important to remember it all must come together in the end. Culture is not arbitrary, it's very much a part of the history of the world. The goal is to create fictional societies that feel real. If the show is a fantasy drama and has a medieval feel, I better not see characters drinking Starbucks. The way society functions is up to the writer, but if the world is different from ours, the culture should be different too. I think where writers get in trouble is when they apply aspects of their own culture to their work, whether it makes sense or not. Here's an example. Let's look at the show Rwby. This is a scene from Volume 1.
You! Oh god, it's happening again! You're lucky we weren't blown off the side of the cliff.
Oh my god, you really exploded.
God. Two characters in a fantasy world said God. Congratulations, you just introduced religion. Monotheism, in fact. Guys, this was not their intention, I'm sure. I doubt the writer was even thinking about it. That's what people say in his culture, so he went with it. We find out later that polytheism is more popular amongst the people.
By the gods.
By the gods, we lost Percy!
Now I'm forced to believe that our heroes, somehow, some way, share a culture where the belief in one god is the norm. Even though it makes no sense.
Oh god.
Writers, please don't make this mistake. Things your characters do and say reflect culture. Just about everything reflects culture. Okay, I'm done with this topic. On to the next. Leave your thoughts in the comment section below. I swear, it feels like Fortnite's been around for 300 years.